economic disaster is rapidly approaching. There are 7 key economic trends that indicate this. I'm going to mention them quickly, and toward the end of this video, I'm going to go into them in more detail. And along the way, I'm going to show you articles that buttress this. I'm going to show you the U.S. debt clock, which shows you a big chunk of this real time as it's ticking, and it's going to make you sickening. So, guys, so the first one is economic declines in America is causing a drop in tax revenue. Again, tax income declines when economic activity goes down. Number 2, trucking companies are experiencing a decline in demand for their services as the economy weakens. It's not just trucking companies, it's shipping companies worldwide, including, cargo ships, freight of all types. Number 3, the economy's bright point is supposed to be the employment situation, but we just lost last month 585,000 full-time jobs. American employers are number 4. American employers already announced more job cuts coming this year. 5, with interest rates rising, monthly expenses for new homeowners is going up about 20% since last year. That's going to be a big hit in the wallet. Number 6, soaring default mortgages on commercial real estate. Yeah, it's commercial and private, right? So, and number 7, the the Conference Board's index of economic lead indicators has been falling for 15 consecutive months. Let me say it again. The Conference Board's index of leading economic indicators has been falling for 15 months consecutively. This is not good. So let's go in and do an article share so that we can see just what is cooking here. Share screen. Here we go, guys. Now, you would think that with the dollar, the Bitcoin, a lot of people thought it was going to be a store of value of dollar, and we've seen it's not been so great lately. But as the dollar has been losing value and as interest rates have been going up, you would think that it might compensate for it, but it's not really happening right now because Bitcoin and Ethereum has been all these Bitcoins have been kind of, I should say, the digital currencies have been sliding sideways as inflation jumps. In fact, it's been jumping up to 3.2% in July. So the Fed had hoped to hit a target of 2%. The Fed has been trying to choke the economy with the high interest rates. It's not working. So you think that and a dropping of the M2 money supply, that money would be worth a lot more, but the opposite's happening, my friends, because there's a lot of structural problems with their economy that's just beyond beyond the power of raising interest rates to control, because interest rates are supposed to drop demand, but demand is dropping anyway. It's dropping faster than the pressure from interest rates. So we got a lot of other bigger problems in our economy. It don't help that our dollar may be on the verge of losing its world reserve currency status, especially with all this BRICS stuff going. The BRICS gold-based currency is a real challenge to the dollar, and they're having this meeting with the BRICS summit coming up here on the 22nd and 24th of August, as you can see right here. Well, we're going to highlight. Anyway, I want to highlight here. Anyway, this happening this month in just a couple of weeks. They're going to be meeting there. Now, some people have said that they want to announce their BRICS currency at this event. Of course, others have claimed they wouldn't tell you when they're going to announce it because that would kind of take the surprise out of what they're trying to do. As many of you know, and we've talked about, this is an effort by the BRICS nations to take the dollar out of being the world reserve currency, to take power away from the United States of America. Now, whether or not you agree with that, it's going to hit the wallets here in America real hard because it should drive inflation quite a bit. Having inflation when the M2 money supply is dropping, it should be the other way. So things, and they're not compensating for each other. This is really strange. It's kind of like a form of hyper stagflation. It's like you have a depression and a recession at the same time. They're supposed to be two different things. This is nuts, guys. What are we heading for? It's like uncharted territory. This is like one of the reasons that this may be a really good deal here, guys. I have been talking about these Goldbacks for a while. And the cool thing about Goldbacks is because they're small, you can actually spin these easier than say, you can buy bullion. You can go to defythegrid.com and use discount code GreenGregs, which will be put in the notes below. But anyway, guys, You can go to this site and you can buy bullion. You can buy coins for silver, platinum. Silver's a great deal, guys. I highly encourage silver, platinum. But I like these Goldbacks because they're like a number one note. It's just a 1/1000th of a troy ounce. I mean, you can buy a loaf of bread with it. Try that with a gold bar, even a gold coin. You got to like cut off a piece of it, and they got to have scales there, and it takes time to measure. You might lose some chips or dust or something. I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep up with all that. This is convenient and easy to handle, guys. So I really like these. I've covered it in other videos, so check it out. And we'll go on now to some other things here. But you can see the kids, Gen Z, are beginning to turn more and more in favor of gold instead of other investments. Now, a lot of other things are happening. You know that the U.S. Treasury bonds and the United States Fed, the government, has been downrated from AAA to a AA status, which means it's going to be harder for the United States to borrow money and to sell the treasury bonds. Well, it's not just happening to treasury bonds. Look here, Moody's is downrating a lot of banks. So they're worried about banks because of their exposure to commercial real estate. But it's not just commercial real estate, it's personal real estate too, guys. So that is all at risk right now. These pop-up ads. And that's not all. Credit card balances are hitting a record $1 trillion. So I don't know, guys, we're seeing a lot of bad trends here. Here's the U.S. debt clock. This is what I talked about here. I want to try to go through this stuff pretty quick here, guys, until I get to the end where we talk about some of this stuff. What I want you to see here as we scan through this debt clock is, of course, you can see the national debt is going up. You can see what the debt is per every man, woman, and baby in America, almost $100,000. This means for every taxpayer, you and me, you owe $253,686. That's more money than I owe on all my stinking credit card debt and my house, which is atrocious. And what you can see here is federal spending. This number is going up. The federal budget deficit is going up. But what's happening? What I said was going down? The federal tax revenue. The government is collecting less money as it's needing to spend more money. Now, how do you make up for that? You borrow money. But we've been downrated for our ability to borrow money. This is not good, which means we're going to have to pay more interest rate. Now, see, this is happening in the state debts too, guys. It's not just the federal government, it's the state governments. And state debt per citizen is not as bad as the federal by a long shot, but it's there. It's there, guys. And there's local debt, it's other than state. I guess that's your municipals and other things, guys. So it's pretty substantial. This is not a pretty picture, but if you go in here and look, you can see unfunded debt. You can see total debt, U.S. debt. Yeah, wow, $101 trillion. Whew, guys, that's kind of rough. The money supply. See, the money supply, M2 money supply is still dropping. It's been dropping ever since I started talking about this. These kind of trends are typically, this is what you see when a Great Depression is about to hit. And this has been going on a lot deeper and a lot harder than you might. Now, we did have a big overvaluation of the dollar when we had the bug that went around. They handed out a lot of helicopter money. But guys, this is kind of alarming. Household assets, and that's looking pretty, don't do that to me. But this clock has a lot of interesting things on it. But the takeaways here is that the U.S. tax revenue is dropping while the debt is popping. That's pretty stark. That's just something to take. You don't want to take that to the bank because that means your bank is broke. So, and that's no joke. So here we are, 7 trends. Let's talk about that. Stop the share. Halo. So these 7 trends, again, as I said, number 1 was the tax income declines when the economic activity goes down. Tax income for both the federal government and your provincial governments, your state governments, are falling right now. The most severe fall in income tax revenue ever seen by the U.S. state and municipal governments just occurred. Only the great financial collapse correction had a worse outcome than this, which was the second sharpest year-over-year percentage fall in history. Federal tax receipts are once again declining, as you just saw, reaching recessionary levels and close to a yearly decline of about 10%. Now for the trucking companies do experience a decline in demand right now for their services as the economy weakens. You've seen trucking companies shut down. Some are going bankrupt. The huge decline in truck freight volumes and spending during the second quarter is an extreme concern. The second quarter of 2023 saw the steepest decline in truck freight volume and spending since the early stages of the so-called demic of, you know what, when that cough bug went around, right, guys? So according to the statement from Minneapolis, yes, Minnesota, based bank, shipper spending fell by 10.9% compared to the second quarter in 2022. And that was while the shipping volume fell by 9%. So I expect shipping volume will fall more to catch up with the spending, which is 10.9%, which is almost 2% higher. The economy's bright point in it, as I said earlier, is supposed to be the employment situation, but as I just mentioned a moment ago, we just lost 585,000 full-time jobs in July. That is over 500,000. And the government is basically faking the data just to make it appear as though we're reaping enormous benefits from employment. But see, guys, those are mostly part-time jobs. And I got this experience personally. I've been working full-time for like 20 years. Now I'm 3/4 time, but that's technically considered full-time. So even the full-time jobs may not be what they're cracked up to be, may not be what it was. I got a severe loss in income, as do a lot of other people out there. And I'm scrambling to try to figure out how to cover for it. And it's really got my head spinning, guys. I don't know that I can cover everything. So I'm in a situation just like many of you. And a lot of people are hurting. They're saying right now that people only have like they can't come up with most people can't come up with $400 to cover an emergency. That's pretty scary, considering most emergencies are a lot more than that. Think about, your car breaks down. Let's go get a car repair for $400 somewhere these days. Yikes. A home repair. You get a home repair for $400. Medical situation. What could happen, guys? You don't want to know. That's the question you don't want to ask, actually, because fate will slap you upside the head when you ask that. And I learned that lesson a long time ago. Anyway, American employers have already announced more job cuts coming this year. This is the fourth item. For an example, in order to concentrate more on providing healthcare services to its clients and really corporate profits, CVS Health just announced they're eliminating about 5,000 jobs. That's just one of many examples. With interest rates, number 5, with interest rates rapidly rising, monthly expenses for new homeowners are going up about 20% since last year. And the housing market's being crushed by this. According to Redfin, the typical mortgage payment for the home buyer in the United States was about $2,605 during the 4 weeks ending in July the 30th. How do you handle that? That's rough. Anyway, that's a 19% increase from the same time last year. That's nearly 20. This is just based on the cost of the house. Oh, there's other costs involved too. See, in addition to the exponential increases in housing prices, you got the increase in loan rates, rising taxes, rising utility costs. My utility bills are out the wall, guys. Jeez, utility bills here are killing me. And other factors, they all come into play. Like you got to get a repair job done, right? And all these prices will increase. So it's just what's going down right now, not gas. Anyway, that's another matter. Soaring default rates for mortgages on commercial real estate. We've talked about this a little bit before in here. Data from TREP LLC shows that the delinquency rate for commercial-backed mortgage securities, a form of bond made up of home loans, increased 5% in July. That's the home loan part. See, the business is also decreasing, but that's the highest percentage since 2013. In June, the rates were 4.6. Retail property delinquency increased from 10.5% in June to 12.8% in July. You see, the retail is worse, and that's pretty darn bad. The rate of, and that's why the bank Moody's is down rating banks, guys. The rate for hotel businesses increased from 16.1% to 19.3%. Hey, there's a silver lining around every mushroom cloud. People are going into hotels because they can't keep their house. Well, tell me when the motel and hotel's cheaper than a house. Jeez. Anyways, this is not good news any way you shake it. I mean, maybe you can find a hotel cheaper than your home mortgage. But you ain't gonna live the same, and that's a rough way to go, guys. Anyway, so the Conference Board's index of leading economic indicators, I said, has been falling for 15 straight consecutive months. This is a blatant sign the American economy is about to enter a recession. The longest such stretch since the Great Recession, the index of leading economic indicators. That's what we're talking about, guys. Yeah, so this is a big indicator of future health of the U.S. economy. See, guys, I'm not kidding. This is just all kind of things are happening with our economy. It's not pretty. The BRICS situation could just stomp the gas pedal on this. And it won't, look, the loss of the world reserve currency probably isn't going to hit all at once. This is something that's just going to start and it's going to trend down steadily, month over month, year over year. I don't see how that improves. Maybe something magical will happen. But banking on magic is kind of like buying a lottery ticket. Maybe something will, maybe there will be some good fortune and all this stuff will turn around. But where's it coming from? How's it going to happen? Yeah, that's why you need to come up with other ways. Look, we're prepping channel. I tell everybody to buy their beans and rice first and foremost, because that's the value that's going to last for a little while, at least as long as that stuff can last. For longer term stuff, you can go to prepwithgreg.com, 15-year supplies there. And yeah, you can get meats also at prepwithgreg.com. You just go into My Patriot Supply and click and search on it. You can get meats. You can get also just fruits. So there's a wide selection of stuff there. But anyway, all that said, but get your beans and rice and stuff in the big bowl. Oh, yeah, rice. That's going up a lot. Good luck with that. Some of the stuff, you've already missed a boat on the best opportunity. Gold might be the best opportunity now because it's just went down a little bit. And it's probably going to kick back up. That's my guess. I'm not an investment authority. I'm not an investment advisor. I am not an economic wizard. I'm not an economist. I'm not an investment banker or an investment advisor. So just take all that. This is Greg Allison's opinion based on trends that I see and trends that are reported by a lot of other people and organizations, is that we're in trouble. The dollar's in trouble. So I'm expecting with the Goldback currency coming that it's going to be something that will increase in value, maybe dramatically over the not too distant future. And that's why I've been promoting these Goldbacks. Well, one of the reasons I didn't start out promoting it for that. I started out promoting this as a way for those of us who are survival groups and tries to trade with each other, especially after the CBDC rolls out. This is an alternate form of barter that we can work out amongst ourselves. So it's got now double utility there. But look, guys, you go to defythegrid.com and order there. Again, use the coupon code GreenGregs and get 1% off. If you go there, you can get bullion, coins, all kind of other stuff. You don't have to get the Goldbacks. You can get other things if you want. But they got a great deal there. The deal there is they got a guarantee. If you find a better price, they'll meet it or beat it. How do you beat that? Anyway, guys, we are coming into big uncertain economic territory. How is it you have both deflation, you have inflation and recession, which go together, coupled with a drop in the money supply and a drop in goods and services, a drop in employment, contraction of the economy. It looks like depression and recession simultaneously. It's not a pretty picture. It's like stagflation on steroids. So, this is, and we never had in, our lives, in our memories, a situation we're facing where our economy, where the basis of our dollar has been challenged or being challenged, like it's coming up with BRICS. Of course, also there's this whole challenge and specter of war that lays upon us, and just a lot of the food insecurities, a lot of things that we're facing in the country today. That's why I tell you continuously on here to prep. Get serious with your preps. You might just ought to prep and pray and hope for a better day. When we prep, we pray for the best and hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's the key thing. It's like insurance. But right now, I think if you're not paying attention to what's going on in the world, what can I say, guys? But that's proposition my channel here is to help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. And that's why I bring you this information, help you keep your eyes wide open, head on a swivel. I help to eliminate a few things where you look at. You be your own judge on these things. Be your own judge. You need to consult an investment advisor. Go ahead. He knows what they'll tell you. But and the experts all disagree with each other, sometimes vehemently so. So whatever you want to do with that, my friends. But it don't look pretty. That's the bottom line. So that I'm gonna say, share my videos, share them widely. Hit the share button below. Put them on social media. Share them with your friends and family, because this channel is not the most favored channel on the platform. If you know what I mean. A lot of you guys are telling me you're not getting notifications. So keep that in mind, guys. So that I'm going to say thank you for watching, and Greg out.